Hi everyone, I am back. I decided to do an appreciation gap. So basically, an appreciation gap is when I notice the little things around me and express my gratitude for those little things. Because often we look at or we wait for the big things to come along before we're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But there's so many little amazing things that happen all around us every single day. So today's appreciation gap is the lockdown, because we're all locked up. Our movements are restricted. If you're not an essential worker, you're probably at home, and that's basically our life every day, the new norm basically now for some time until everything gets back to normal and we get a handle of the corona situation, and less and less people get infected. But yes, the appreciation gap for today is the lockdown. So lives have shifted. I decided to do a lockdown by myself. Great idea. I didn't want to go home because I realized that, I'm going to have a lot of work to do. And I don't know how deep my discipline is. So just stay at my place and do because I had school and work. And so stay here, do all those things because I had so many deadlines due for school, like a million assignments. So decide to stay. And then we're within it, and it's tough. It is tough. It is tough being in one place and not being able to see friends and family. Besides that, nails have looked the dumbest. This is, we need damage control, nail salons. Besides that, it being just an interesting time of reflection. I've used it for that. And it's an interesting time for reflection. Some days are amazing, and I'm like, I'm on top of the world. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. And then other days are, why? And that's a normal reaction to, isolation. We went to Robben Island a few years ago, and the worst punishment that they could do there is isolation. Even in jail, the worst punishment that you get is isolation. So it tells us a lot that actually human interaction with other people is actually a vital part of our well-being. But anyway, have my days where I'm just like down in the dumps. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Have my days where I'm just like flowing, I'm just like happy, and I'm on top of this lockdown. And many a time you get the question of, where's your husband? Where's your fiance? He's still my fiance. We've done the cultural stuff, but he's still my fiance. And we decided that we consider ourselves married when we do the vows before God and the witnesses. We didn't want to do them on the same day. It would take away from a lot that we want to appreciate. And so he's not here because, again, we believe in no sex before marriage. And so if he was here, there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee that, nothing will happen. As much as, we're devoted to God, we want to honor God and glorify Him, we're not going to lie to ourselves and say, we'd be able to have self-control when we're in one space. So, no. We're like, okay, cool, for the lockdown, we'll be in different places. And it's been tough. It's been tough. It's been tough. Somebody, I love this person, and, it's not seeing them like for a long period of time when I'm used to seeing them whenever is hard. But it's been interesting trying to adjust. to that. But anyway, I remember my boss saying that she called me and we were talking about work stuff, and then she's like, how are you doing? Locked down by yourself? I'm like, oh, it's interesting. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but yeah, surviving, and I'm healthy. And she would be like, yeah, no, I can imagine how hard it is, because you're such a, let me see if I can get the word correctly, high in cognitive perception, or high in perception. She used some kind of word with perception. I can't remember exactly right now what exactly she said, but yeah, she said that, and that's true. Which means that, like, even at work, in meetings, in conversations, I want to read your face. That's how my perception comes from visual. So I can tell you whether somebody's uncomfortable or happy or whatever by the conversation and looking at their reactions, and so I thrive on that. Like that's my superpower. And so not being able to do that because I'm not around anyone, I'm by myself, you're just watching TV and TV's acting and just but yeah, it's been interesting. And through this time, it has brought blessings as well, as much as it's terrible, but actually the lockdown, it comes with its own bright side, because now we get to appreciate the little things, because now we actually have to look at what we have. Now we have to look at what we are. We have to deal with it every day. This other brother of mine, friend of mine, was saying that you get to know yourself in this time, because now you have to deal with yourself every day. There's no longer distractions around us to inform our daily perceptions, but now you have to look at yourself in the mirror, or if you have a spouse, you have to look at them every day, and you guys have to deal with each other, and no longer the noise and the busyness of, I have to go wherever. Now we actually still, and in the stillness is where we're finding that we get to know more about ourselves, and whether it's good things, bad things, impatient. I know I've learned that I'm very impatient, having to talk to people on the phone, and it's just I hate this. I hate talking on the phone. I want to see your face. But having to learn how to communicate, without the cues of my face, having to tell the story. Now I have to verbalize it in words, and I like expressing it via my face or my body language, but now having to rely on my words and realizing the power of my words as well. That has been interesting, and so I've learned that, and it's come with blessings. Even though our wedding got cancelled, it was supposed to be the 9th of April, got cancelled, not cancelled, wrong word postponed until further notice, until everything dies down and everybody gets back to normal and we all find our feet, then we'll have it. But even though that happened and it was such a painful experience, it has given us more time to rethink things. If we wanted to add something before and we couldn't because time was not on our side, now we get to think about it, we get to save for it, and we get to now have something extra, and we holding on to the hope that God's timing is amazing. We've seen it in different parts of our lives as individuals, as a couple, that God's timing is amazing. And so we're holding on to the hope that whatever day that God has for us to get married, whatever the day will look like, whoever's going to be there, man, it will be amazing. It will be more than we ever dreamed if we had it in our timing. Because a friend of mine told me once, when the day came and it was, we were hurt that, oh man, our plans, are going south because of unexpected things like, the COVID-19 situation, got encouragement from a friend that, even though your plans, you feel like your plans have been dented, God's plans are not dented. God's plans are going according to plan. And that like took me aback that actually you're right. Oh my gosh. When that happens, when that day happens, it'll be an amazing day. Like, it'll be beyond what we've ever imagined. So yeah, we're holding on to that hope that, God's timing, God's things are always like super amazing. And during this time, I realized that it has caused us to slow down. The lockdown has caused us to slow down and smell the coffee, as the saying goes, because I was a busy person. If it's not school, running around for that, it's work. If it's not that, it's church. If you are involved in something, or it's friendship or family or planning the wedding or whatever it may be, we running around, and this lockdown has caused us, because we can't go anywhere, has caused us to slow down and actually absorb things, actually process things. And man, I've realized so many blessings in my life just looking around at what I have. You have shelter, you have your health, people around you who are amazing. I'm just thinking of my fiance, and how I've realized in this time how much of a blessing he is. Like, I'm just like, every day, God, waiting on you is worth it. Oh my soul, like, waiting on you and your timing for things is so worth it, because man, I have an amazing gift from you in the form of this human in my life, and I'm so grateful, because not only has he been so supportive during this time, because he's with other people, so he's fine, he gets to interact with other humans, but being here alone can get tough. And so he would give me a call and pray for me over the phone, speak life into me over the phone, and that would be so amazing. Or he'd voice note me prayer, praying for me, or he'd send me a text, I'm thinking of you and I'm praying for you. And you're just like, God, I don't deserve any of this, like none of it. There's no way that I deserve any of this, but man, you still see fit to gift it to me, gift this person to me, entrust me with this person's heart. Like, what? Oh my gosh. So it's been such an amazing time of reflection, and just realizing the importance of community. Had a friend of mine the other day, sometime this week, and just checking how I am, and doing okay. I get to check on them as well and whatnot, and after the whole conversation and her just saying, okay, can I pray for you? And man, and how reviving that can be. Stuff like that, just community, people you can speak life into when they are down, and people who speak life into you when you're down. And yeah, man, I don't think we're created to be alone. I think that's why, Nje, the lockdown is so tough. But yeah, it's been interesting. It's been really interesting. And the song that has really lifted up my spirits is a song by We Will Worship. I think it's a season album, the previous one, not the recent season album. It's really been, it's a very encouraging song in this tough time, just knowing that God is there. He's not sleeping, he is awake, and he's at work. We don't see what he's doing, we don't know what he's gonna do, but he is at work. It goes, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous running, and they are safe. In the name of the Lord, there is power. Yeshua, the name. above all names, sithi nguye ongalali, nguye ongaseli, yena uthembekile, yena uthembekile, nguye ongalali, nguye ongaseli, yena uthembekile, yena uthembekile. Yeah, it's been a very, very encouraging song that he's not sleeping. You may think, oh, where's God in this whole situation? But he's there and he's not sleeping. So it's been very encouraging, listening to that song and many other songs. But that's the first one that comes to mind when I think of, the Lord and him being here with us. Wherever everyone is, he's there with us. So Appreciation Gap, the lockdown, and I hope this encourages whoever else is out there alone. You're not alone, and freaking out and not freaking out, or however you react, is normal. It is normal, because resilience, we always think resilience is not breaking down, not being a mess, but actually the definition of resilience is bouncing back. So you can't bounce back if you haven't fallen. So it means you fell to be able to bounce back. So it's okay. Breaking down, having emotions, dealing is human. So feel it fully, express it fully, and then get back up and try again the next day. That's what I'm doing. So awesome. Appreciation Gap.